What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and today I'm just popping out the videos. Our Forbidden Limited list here in the TCG has now been updated. Shenanigans is going to occur once again. I hope people love shenanigans. This is literally what's about to happen. It's shenanigans. So yeah, this list goes into effect legitimately. Now, no, it goes into effect next week, December 1st. December 1st, which is literally like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, next Thursday. So literally a week after Thanksgiving. Oh my God, this is a game changer for real. Because there is some major hit. This is probably the biggest hit of it all, the Forbidden section. So I'll go ahead and go through it, and I'll go through my thoughts on each one. So, Forbidden, Curious, the Lightsworn Dominion, and Mystic Mind. Limited, Herald of Orange Lights. Semi-limited, Lyrilisk Tail Starling. And for the unlimited, Teller Knight Palameus, Dimensional Fissure, Fire Formation Tinky, Macrocosmos, and Metaverse. So these are all the cards that have been changed on the Forbidden Limited list. And of course, prepare your decks for next week as they will be officially changed then. So why don't we go ahead and we take a look? So I think the biggest one to talk about here is what I want to say next, because we're going to talk about Curious, the Lightsworn Dominion. I have a funny feeling Dominion's Forbidden is most likely because there is so much stuff going on with Chaos in mill decks. It's not even funny. And I thought this was one of the bigger. Because I'll be honest, I thought they were going to hit Tier Elemental with all the success that the archetype has, with all the crazy shenanigans that has occurred with Tier Elemental. You would have thought that they would have hit Curious, or they would have hit some of the Tier Elementals. Apparently, no, they didn't. I guess they're going to survive even longer than expected. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that Curious was used in some form of mill deck, or maybe this is preparation for next year when the Chaos support cards come out, and how much of an effect that stuff like duality and Shadows Light will have on the TCG and the OCG. So maybe this was a pre-preparation of that, or it could just be maybe somebody did play this in their deck. The only thing I can think of is maybe Terra Elemental or Lightsworn. Just because they have the names and the numbers to create monsters like Curious, the Lightsworn Dominion. Mystic Mind. We all knew eventually Mind was going to get banned. We all were preparing for this. We were all in the middle of what will happen when it happens. I mean, what can you really honestly say? This was going to happen. Now, for those who are asking, why is Mystic Mind so broken? Why has everyone complained about this card for the last couple of formats in the last couple of years since its release? Well, simply because this card is locked down. This is probably the most anti-meta card in the game, because it is so many different things about this card that screamed, my opponent's not going to let me play Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not going to let them play Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's simply what Mystic Mind did. I believe the OCG tried to limit Mystic Mind as well as ways to search for Mystic Mind, because Metaverse and Terraforming were both hit as well in the process of Mystic Mind. I think also because Terraforming and Metaverse were just really good cards, in addition to a lot of the generic field spells, or just decks that were abusing their field spells in combination of. Do I think that they'll eventually bring back Mystic Mind? No. Not for a long period of time if they decided to ban it, because this card literally just created so many different plays and outs for decks that did need it, but then they're going to say, well, there's not enough ways out of it. So I think at that point they just eventually ban it and probably listen to the player base. I didn't care too much about Mystic Mind. I had ways around Mystic Mind because, unlike some of the degenerates, I was actually playing back row removal. So Yeah, but it sucks for my striker deck because that was kind of one of his ways to deal with things. So I just had to fit in 3 more cards. Um, we're gonna move on from that, and we're gonna talk about Herald of Orange Light. So Herald is now hitting the Forbidden Limited list. This is simply in reaction to the various decks in the game that are using Herald as an out to other outs. Herald is good in Tier Elemental with Ishizu cards because the Ishizu monsters are all fairy. Madolche used Herald not only as a tuner but as another means of negation. Basically, the whole point of Herald is to negate. And what is he negating? Monster effects. What are the more primary things going on in the game right now? Monster negation and monster effects. So hitting Herald is definitely something to hurt a lot of these decks that are standalone that are using Herald as an out. Because initially, remember, Herald was just relegated to fairies. Now that fairies have now found ways to be, there are ways to splash or different engines that have fairies in them with the capabilities of using Herald for the negation as well as other means, is why Herald of Orange Light has now been hit. I wouldn't be surprised if people started using the other ones, purple and green, but I don't think purple and green have much of an impact as orange did, because you saw more of orange because orange was doing what majority of the hand traps in this game needed to do, was to negate monster effects, or to deal with monster effects that were doing things that you did not want them to do on your opponent's turn, or against you from your opponent on your turn. Alright, moving on from there is Lyrilless, Racktail, Starling. Starling was hit in the wave of cards being hit from Tri-Brigade. This is not going to bump Tri-Brigade to be used any further than it already has, and I think at this point, Tri-Brigade has started to just go ahead and focus on its link plays more than its Exceed support. Being as that they took out most of their Lyrilless cards and either went pure Tri-Brigade or they were using Zoo. Now the thing is the Brandish uh, Barster um, uh, Tri-Brigade, in which I guess at this point there's no need to have her at 1. Remember, this is the only one that they moved because there's 2 Lyrilless monsters that are on the list that were affected by Tri-Brigade. This one and I think the other one, the cute one, the one that did stuff. So yeah, this is going to see does not have really much of an impact on really anything, but still keeping it at 2 is to prevent multiples of it being ran at a high amount. It's kind of something similar. I think this will probably be similar to what is it? Destiny Hero Malicious, because we'll never see malicious at 1 because it just makes the effect useless, but we'll never see malicious at 3 because you need at least multiple copies of it, which makes it more abusable. And you'll never see them ban malicious because there really isn't much of a thing to ban malicious on. Malicious just as an addition to things. So that's where I'm placing Ragtail Starling at, is that she's at malicious levels where she is definitely broken for the things that she does, but she's not something I would relegate to needing to be at multiples of. Although the other Lyrilless Exceed monsters are a lot better than she is, but you also remember her ability does incorporate to a lot of their effects as well. So it's that situation of you don't want this in multiples because it will benefit things that you don't want to have benefited, but you also don't want this card to continue to stay in a status where there is no legit reason for it to be there. Now, with that said, let's move on to the Unlimited, and I think one of the bigger ones here is this Tellarknight Polomaeus. If you guys don't remember what Tellarknight Polomaeus is or was, this is a monster that you can bring out on top of other Tellarknights that were, I believe, yeah, you bring this on, you put other monsters on top of this, because it's like Tellarknight Diamond, in that sense. Actually, this was a monster that was used during the Pepe format. And basically, you would just stack this onto Cyber Dragon Infinity. That's basically what you played into with this monster. And that you were able to negate a lot of things with that Cyber Dragon. That's pretty much what Polomaeus held. Polomaeus wasn't good in his own archetype. Wasn't just good in his own archetype. No. This monster was used in multiple archetypes so that it could create a monster who was able to negate things at us. Now, we're at the point where there is multiple negations to stop Polomaeus. But we're also looking at the fact that there are some new Tether Knight support cards coming out very soon, and they're going to try to hype this up. So why not bring back the Palameus setup? How long will it last? We don't know, but I don't think it's going to last too long. Never tells. I'm not gonna. I'll wait on two of these because we're gonna talk about the next two. Fire Formation Tinky, going back to 3. Beast Warrior decks basically. That's really what it's supporting. Um, and with Fire Brigade already hitting a lot of its own notes, it's probably just to help with Fractale, to fish out Fractale, fish out Zodiac, and then fish into setups for a lot of monsters. Ooh, that's gonna be pretty nasty. Talameus and I just thought about that too. Palameus into Cyber Dragon into into Zeus. Damn, we're all lucky Zeus is at one. Good shit. I just thought about that too. Like, oh yeah, that is a thing. That is a thing. Oh god, yeah, that is a thing. Ooh, must be happy that some cards are still limited. But yeah, back to Tinky. Yeah, they're really, like I said, it's just to support more Beast Warrior decks. And I mean, Tinky's like Rhoda. They're just all over the place. They're not ban worthy, but they're just all over the place. They're limited, they're semi-limited, they're limited to again, and they're unlimited, and it's just all over the place. Metaverse. Well, there is no Mystic Mind, so there's no reason for this trap card to be weird. As now at the point of terraforming being more viable than Mystic Mind, Metaverse, that is very true because there are still ways to abuse field spells, and keeping terraforming at 1 is most likely the reason why Metaverse had to go to 3. They're probably just testing the waters with Metaverse as it is, because there really isn't no generic field spells at this point to abuse, and there's no real reason to keep this card at 1, where all the other field spells have ways to be burned out by their archetypes or other specific cards. And Demise of the Land definitely has no real value to it now because there is no Mystic Mind. Macros, Cosmos, and Dimensional Fissure. How long has it been since both of you have been at 1? They're back at 3. I guess this is a way to help players deal with Ishizu Terra Elemental. Is it a viable sense? Probably so. I mean, think about it. Dimensional Fissure, Macros Cosmos, Dimensional Shifter, all together to stop this really tier broken deck. You could have just hit some sport cards, but Konami's still trying to make that money off of Marvelous Maiden, so yeah, we can see why that did not get changed. Expected, but no. They're just going to go ahead and just give us the multiple Macrocosmos, D-Fissure, skill drains, and stuff like that to bump these up. I would not be surprised if in the next OTS we get ultimate rares of Macros Cosmos and Dimensional Fissure, if they're not already ultimate rares, because I have a funny feeling that's going to happen. Because I think they did announce the next OTS, but I have a funny feeling between this. OTS most likely has already picked, they've already picked the ultimate rares for that. Do I think it'll be Macro D-Fissure? Probably not, if they're not already. And I don't think either of them are ultimate rare, but I do think that that could be a possibility now. And even Palameus being in that section. So yeah, that is the thing. My final thoughts on this Forbidden Limited list is that I do believe that there should have been a little bit of Tier Elemental on here. But I think for the most part, the hit to Mystic Mind is probably where a lot of people are very excited about because they don't want Mystic Mind in the game. Hashtag not really, but you do what you do in this game. As for everything else, I expected the Herald. I didn't expect Palameus. I definitely didn't expect D-Fissure Macros Cosmos, but it was only a matter of time between them bringing Tinky to 3 and Metaverse being a thing again, only because of the fact that we knew eventually mine was going to get hit. Mine was going to get banned in one of either Metaverse or Terraforming. We're going to go back to multiples. That is just my opinion. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think of the Forbidden Limited list. Do you guys think that these were changes that you were waiting for? Do you think some more stuff is going to be added? Let me know all that in the comment section. So thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel as it helps out tremendously. You can hit the notification bell so you can be informed of when I do upload more content to my channel. Social media links are in the description box below, and they will be currently updated for you guys as well for all the new things that will be added. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to catch me on Twitch, and I'll see you guys next time. HPJ signing out.